Okay. So if
Okay,
I do
okay.
this,
Prof,
can you
hold
hear
on,
me?
please. Yeah, I can hear you clearly, Prof. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's great. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for holding on, guys. We know it's been a long wait, but we promise you that today is going to be very, very, very insightful. Thank you, Prof, for joining again. So please, just a few housekeeping. Those of you who are on video, Adekunle, put off your video to save your data, and it also helps to reduce the to save the bandwidth. So it's good to put up your video so that you can also be able to, so you'll be free to do other things within your space there. So I'll be leaving you on with Professor Victor Ikweme. Okay, go ahead, sir.
We can't hear you, sir.
Hello?
Okay, the network is a bit unfriendly in this area. So let me continue to hold forth. So I've talked about floats, I've talked about integer. It's okay to know these things as the basics because Python won't forgive you if you save wrong value in a container. It will result in errors. So it's better to know what value you are saving in the container as variable. So if I said strings, yes.
Talk back on. Phone. Selected. Mountain Nigeria.
Okay, go on, sir.
WhatsApp. Selected. Calls. Tab. 4 of 4. Screen off. Ringtone volume set to 100%.
Okay, yeah. So can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Please, did any of us do the assignments for the statistical?
Yes.
Okay, we some of us have started the assignment, right, on Excel.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so today we're going to continue our classes on Python, and on in this class we're going to do introduction to programming. Okay, so the first thing about programming is that there is a brand new new concept that you need to adapt to. It's you need to have a logical mind, or you have to activate your logical mind. Okay, it is a lucrative, work that one can use, especially with programming. You don't have a programming language under your belt like Python or Perl, it will be quite difficult for you to actually get a job in this space. Okay, so now
The sound. It's only on my side.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, is it me that is not hearing or the network? The weather
It's not.
is
Even
raining
me,
in
I'm not
Lagos.
sure.
Ah. Hello?
Please, let's mute ourselves, please. Please.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what's wrong. Okay, so do you know what? I'll stop asking questions. I think the internet is not that.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'll stop asking questions and please just follow me as I'm going through. I don't know what's wrong with the connection. Please just follow me as I'm going through. So we're going to learn. So we're going to learn about Python in this course today, and programming generally. Okay, so generally programming gets three basic constructs. The first one is the input, second one is the process, and the third one is the output. Okay, you have input, process, and output. Okay, input devices, where we get our inputs from, can be our keyboard, can be our scanner. You know, when you want to scan something like or a camera or something, those are for pictures. Those are input devices. Output devices are usually our printers, where we get the printed paper and read. The screen, the monitor, right? Yeah, so those are basic output devices, okay? So in computing generally, we get our inputs from the input devices, either our keyboards, right? We process the, the inputs and we get our outputs. So our outputs are on the screen, as I said before, okay? Okay, our inputs also can be from files, and our output too can also be from files. So you might have a file that has data, you process it through your code, and then you output it either through the string or through another file, okay? All right, so that's the inputs, and those are the inputs and outputs of the programming language. Now, a programming language has two constructs. It can be either a compiled language or an interpreter. Python is an interpreter. C++, C# are compilers. Rust is a compiler. What is the difference between a compiler and an interpreter? So and you're trying to, basically you've written a book or you've written an essay and you give it to a publisher. The publisher, in the case of a compiled language, this is what the publisher would do. We'll give you all the errors from all the pages and say, okay, do you know what? These are all your errors from all your typographical errors, your semantic errors, things that don't sound right, your logical errors and stuff like that, right? And gives everything to you. Once he gives it to you, you have to now get all the page numbers, correct all the typos, and then you're good to go. So that's a compiled language. So C++, for example, or Rust, if you're writing your code and then you make a mistake in like 5 or 6 places within your code, the language, when you're trying to, run the code, the language would give you all your mistakes in one fell swoop. So it will give you all your errors in one fell swoop. And so you would have to actually start debugging the code. So debugging is a new word if you have not come across it before. Running the code is how you're running the code. Debugging is how you're fixing the errors within the code, okay? So that's with the compiled language. Now, an interpreted language like Python, what happens is that, imagine you're writing a book, and you have errors in like 5 or 6 places. But then the publisher comes back to you and says, oh, on page 1, you have this error. On line 2, you fix that error, you put it back to the publisher. The publisher now says, okay, you fix that error, but on line 5, you have this typographical error. You fix that error, you push it to the publisher, and you're like, oh, on line 10, you have this error. And then like that until you get to the end of the manuscript that you've written. That's similar to what happens in an interpreted language. An interpreted language, you have errors, but then you don't get to the next error until you fix the first error. Okay? So examples of interpreted language, as I said before, Python, Perl, JavaScript. Java and JavaScript are 2 different languages. JavaScript is a scripting language for the web. Java is mostly a general purpose language which can use for the web and on desktop as well. Okay? So when you're writing your code, it has to be succinct. Okay? That means that what the compiler or the interpreter will do, remember, it's checking out your errors as you go line by line, right? But it's also checking out your code. It's running your code line by line. And while running your code, that's where it sees these errors, okay? Just like how a publisher is reading your manuscript, your publisher will read line by line, intensely to check, okay, your writing, your essay is making sense, or your write-up is making sense. But if it doesn't make sense, then he pushes it back to you and says, I don't understand what you're saying in this line, okay? And that's similar to what an interpreter does. It runs the code line by line until it gets to a point where it doesn't understand what's going on. And then it says, okay, I don't get what is going on in this place, okay? Now, that's, even when you're reading out somebody else's code, you have to read line by line. So if I give you my code to read, you have to read line by line to understand where I am coming from, okay? Now, every programming languages have keywords. So some keywords, as we get to see as we're writing the code, there are keywords in every programming language. Which the programming languages uses basically to help you, the programmer, execute your code. Without these keywords, you will not be able to write this code, and obviously Python will not be able to run your run the code as well. Another concept, is variables and constants. Now, some other programming languages like JavaScript, as I said before, Java and C++, they have what they call constants. But Python doesn't really have constants, but they have variables, okay? And in variables, like what we did in mathematics, where you have x is equals to 1. So a variable is just something that holds data. So it's like, you think of it as a container, like a box, okay? And it's all stored in the memory. So it's not on your hard drive, it's on your memory, your RAM, okay? And once you switch off your computer, that data is gone, okay? So what happens is that when you have x is equals to 1, it stores 1 in that space of memory, and it labels that space of memory as x, okay? And if you have y, another variable called y, and you say y is equals to 2, it will store 2 into that other space of memory, and it will label that memory Y, okay? So imagine if you have a carton, right, that holds milk, another one that holds grape juice. So you can see you're labeling your carton. One is milk, one is grape juice. So so that's similar to what is, so what is inside the carton, like milk or grape juice, are your values, okay? So the values inside the container is what you get out, is what you're putting in and what you're getting out. And then the labeling is your variables, okay? Now, if you have, so let me give you another example. Okay, so basically, no, I think we're fine with that. So if we have that, there are four kinds of constructs. So what am I saying, constructs? There are 4 kinds of types, variable types. These variable types are your integers, your floating points, your strings. All right. So these are your basic variable types, okay? Your complex numbers. So your integers, floating points are real numbers, your strings, which are characters, and your complex numbers, okay? So what is an integer? An integer is a whole number, negative or positive whole number. If you have done mathematics up to the university stage, they'll tell you a whole number are just positive integers. So whole numbers are from 1 to infinity, okay? But integers are now your positive and negative whole numbers, okay? So that's integers. Your floating point numbers are real numbers. So your real numbers are numbers that have decimal places, 1.5, 3.141592, that's for pi, 6.7, something like that. If you're into the metric system, 1.96 meters, 1.93 meters, all those kind of things are your floating point numbers, okay? Your characters are just A, B, C, D. So your characters take one space, 1 byte in your memory. Your integers take 4 bytes of memory. Your floating point numbers take 8 to 16, sometimes even 32 bytes of memory, depending of the space allocated to that particular value.
1144.
Okay.
System UI. 1144. Out of list.
Excuse me.
Right. Collapse. Move up. It's 1145.
Okay, so then the last one is your complex number. Your complex number, I'm not sure how, okay, so it may take more than four spaces of bytes of memory, because a complex number has an integer type and an imaginary type. For data analysis, I don't think you'll be needing the complex number. Even in my programming journey, I've not really used complex numbers. So complex numbers are more for scientists who are in the lab, who need to do things. But really in business and real life scenarios, you really hardly come across complex numbers. But just for your information, a complex number is a number that has an integer or a floating point part, which is your real number, and then has an imaginary part. So that's what your complex number is for. And how come you have imaginary parts? So people who have gone to do mathematics up to the university level will know that when you're saying the square root of 1 is 1, right? But the square root of -1, that's where your imaginary number comes into place, because you can't find the square root of a negative number, right? So square root of -1, you now have to, let me just leave it like that. Okay, so square root of -1 is the imaginary part, and that's a complex number. Okay? All right. So that's all for the introduction for variables, keywords, what a programming language is, the types of programming languages that we have, and all of that, okay? So I think we can write our first programming language. And this is where I will need Lacon's help to assist as well. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank God. Let's launch our Microsoft Visual Studio Code. To launch our Microsoft Visual Studio Code, okay, there are three things. Sorry, there's some things we're going to do first. Let's go to our terminal or command line. So our command line, we'll press the Windows key on your keyboard, and then you can type CMD in that space. I think is, or you can do Windows R. A box will come out, and then you can type CMD and then press enter. Lekon, I'm right, Abi. I'm right. I'm correct.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
Lekon. Okay. All right. So I don't know whether when you guys have done that, let me know, please. You can do Command and R, and then type CMD in the box, and then press enter. A black box will come out, and that's your command line.
Sorry, sir. Are you saying would you call up command prompt?
Yes, your command prompt, exactly. If you know how to do your command prompt, please call it up, please.
All right.
Okay, please, one at a time. Can somebody answer me? Have you guys called up your command prompts?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please mute yourselves immediately. Please mute yourselves immediately because of the bandwidth. All right. Now, in the command prompt, you hear, if you press enter, you hear C:/users, then your name or something similar. It might not be exact, but it might be C:/users/ your name. This is your home directory. Okay, so before we go into the Python code, I want you to familiarize yourself with this environment, okay, or with this tool. So this is your command prompt. There are some keywords that you can use in this environment. I've been using the command prompt mostly when operating the computer because I feel it's a lot easier to navigate the system. All right. Now, one of the commands you can do is pwd. Type pwd and press enter. What happens? Anybody?
It says it is not recognized.
Oh, pwd is not recognized. Oh, okay. That's okay. Sorry.
Mine says PWD is not recognized and internal
You said
and
it's not
external.
recognized.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it says
okay,
that
okay.
here too. That it's not recognized here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's on that's on Linux. I use a Linux and a Mac, so I don't think Windows recognizes that. Okay. So now do dir and then press enter. Okay, you get some outputs, right? Okay. Okay.
It
So when
said volume has no label, something.
yeah, but then does it read out your files for you? After it says all of that, you should read out like your files, your directories, and all of that.
Yes, it does.
It still continues reading so many directories for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you have to get used to it. You read out all your directories. Lekon, how do they run PowerShell on Windows?
I've demonstrated the video for them already. They just go through their start menu, search for PowerShell. They hit the enter key.
Okay, all right. So please let's do that. Okay, sorry, yes.
So what I can do from here is that as we are talking and are giving instruction, I will be sharing my screen and I will be demonstrating that, and everybody will be following.
Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's type exit. Type exit and press enter. That would remove you from the command prompt. Has everybody done that? Type exit and it should remove you. Okay, Lekon, please take over in terms of the PowerShell, how they launch PowerShell, and then when you've launched PowerShell, then you can let me know so that then I can now start doing this.
Just give me some seconds. Let me put everything in order. Just some seconds.
Sharing your screen. Stop. Microsoft Teams. Meeting now minimized bar Microsoft Teams document. 22 participants. Your microphone is unmuted.
Okay.
Mute left paren.
Can everybody hear my NVDA?
Turn camera on button. Turn camera on.
Yes.
Okay. So please let's remain muted. So I'll go to my. Okay. So I'll go to my start menu.
Start window. Search window. Search box. Edit search. B. Windows PowerShell. System. Press right. Windows PowerShell. Tab control. Windows PowerShell terminal blank. Windows PowerShell. Copyright left paren.
So that's what you will hear once you launch your PowerShell. SAP.
Hello.
The quality of your this thing is bad.
Okay, what about now?
Okay, I can hear you. What is the question?
Please, we can't hear anything, no.
No, it's bad.
Your earphone is bad. Unplug your earphone, is bad.
Okay, let's everybody mute himself.
What do you type on the start menu?
You just
is it
type
Windows
PowerShell. Just when you get to the start menu, just type POWER. Before you finish typing it, it should pop up PowerShell or PowerPoint. Just scroll down to PowerShell, Windows PowerShell.
Okay. So can we also go through the run dialog?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
But it's to be on the safer level, just be on the same page with everybody. Yes. Okay, sir, Prof. Hello, sir. We can't hear you.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We are in our PowerShell environment.
Okay, can you type PWD? Does it come out with anything now?
Okay, PWD.
PWD.
Okay.
Path. /C:\users/access. PSC:\users/access greater.
It said path. Path.
Yes. So that's the path. So PWD stands for present working directory, okay? Present
I'm
working.
sorry, I'm lost too. I'm sorry, I'm lost because with the MPTA, that in the MPTA is too fast for me to even hear anything that he's saying.
Okay, let me slow it down. Just wait.
Rate boost, rate 20, voice Microsoft Dave, rate 20, rate 15, rate 10.
Okay. So I will type it again. PWD.
PWD. Path. C:\users\access PSC:\back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said
So you guys.
path PWD and
So are
called
you
out
saying we
the
should
path.
type PWD in the PowerShell environment?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
And hit the enter key.
Okay.
Mute
Okay.
yourself if
Did
you're
that
not speaking, please.
Did that work for everybody?
It worked here. It says path.
Okay.
It worked
C
here.
users something.
Yes. Okay. Now type ls and press enter.
LS directory C:\users\access mode last write time length name 4-13-6-4- D5-12/9/2023 1:3 p.m.cache D5-10/21/2023 1:16 p.m. lurk D5-
So directory, sir.
Please, what should we type, sir?
LS and press the enter key.
Enter.
You just read out different directories for me.
Yes. Mute yourselves, please.
Now press dir. Enter.
dir directory C:\users\access mode last write time length name 4-13-6-4- D5-12/9/2023 1:3 p.m.cache D5-10/21/2023 1:16 p.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
So, yes.
Hello, sir.
Talk, we can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
It says it is not recognized.
Type it again.
dir. dir.
Yeah. Okay, I should type it again. Do I need to press escape on this one?
No.
Not escape, backspace it. Or if you have a mistake on your command line, also on your PowerShell, just press enter. It will go to a new command line, new prompt for you to type a command. Just press enter, then it will take you to a new prompt to type your new command, okay?
Okay, it says directories.
Okay, so this is how the PowerShell works, okay? Once you type a command, you press enter, it would execute that command and you wait for another command. That's all it does. Okay, so we've gone through different commands like pwd, which is your present working directory, ls, and dir are synonymous commands for checking your directory for your files and your files and your folders. Okay. So those are the directories. Those are examples of commands that you can use. You can search on the internet for more commands, and as we are going through the course, we'll be using this environment to run our code, to launch Microsoft Visual Studio Code, and whatnot, okay? All right, so let's launch Microsoft Visual Studio Code. How do we do that? We're going to type code space, then our file name. Your file name must end with .py. That's the only way Microsoft Visual Studio Code would recognize that file as a Python file. .py. So type on your command on your PowerShell now, code, that's CODE space first.py. Enter.
Sorry, could you come again with the instructions, sir?
Okay, so type code CODE, the
Sign
space
in dash
bar,
Microsoft.
then first.py. It should launch Microsoft Visual Studio Code.
Sign in button.
So when they say first, is it FIRST?
Windows Power.
First, yeah, like your first.
E space FIRST.py.
Then press the enter key.
ESC:\users/HP greater. Visual Studio Code document. Application info. Do you want to allow untrusted files in this window? Question. Dialog info. Do you want to allow untrusted files in this window?
Yeah, that person should click on yes and proceed.
Open and restricted cancel button.
Is it .py, sir?
Yes, .py. Yes.
Main landmark. First .py editor has
Please mute yourself. Mute yourself. Your code has opened. Yes. CODE space first FIRST.py and hit the enter key. It launches the Visual Studio Code and opens a blank document for you. So first, when you hit the enter key, it might ask you, do you want to allow untrusted source? Just tap to yes and move on. So then you are in an editing environment.
Who is this person? Do you know the person that came there?
Please mute yourself.
So have we all done that? Have we launched the
Yes, sir, I'm
Microsoft
lost
Visual
though.
Studio Code?
You
You're
said to
lost?
press code.
Okay.
I don't understand. From where are we going to enter the code place?
In the PowerShell, are you on the PowerShell environment? Okay, I think you take over with this guy. I don't, with this person.
Have you opened your PowerShell?
Yes, sir.
So inside the PowerShell, press the enter key first to be sure that you're on a new line. Press the enter key. Then when you press the enter key, type CODE space first. CODE space first FIRST.py and press the enter key. So are you done? So when you hit the enter key, sometimes it might ask you, warn you that you want to allow untrusted source. Just tap to yes, and then it opens a blank document for you in Visual Studio Code. So you are inside Visual Studio Code editor. So that is it.
Yeah. Hello,
Mr.
sir.
Leko,
Please,
can I
I'm
ask a
getting
question?
a prompt on my own screen here. It's asking
What
me,
is
do
it?
I want to allow
That's what I
Visual
just
Studio Code
said.
to create a Python file?
Say it again.
Python file collapsed. Open the Python project folder. Open or create a project folder. Open the Python project folder. Collapsed. Create a Python file. Open or create a
It's
Python.
telling me to create a Python file. Telling me to create a Python file. So I'm to check or not to check to create a Python file. If I'm to check it, it's giving me an option to check. There is an option to open here.
Open.
Tab.
Press space bar. Select or create a Python environment button collapsed. Checkbox not checked. To check, press space bar.
It's saying create a Python environment, either to check it or not to check. So I have the option of checking it.
Can you escape?
Press space bar.
So I've typed the code space first.py, you entered it, then it came up with this option
I
here.
know, I understand. Can you escape?
All right.
Overview of how to get up to speed with your editor.
I've done that.
Okay, you know
Press
what?
escape.
From here, press Control N. Don't worry, press Control N.
N for new.
Yes, N for November, Control N.
Okay. It's untitled editor.
Okay. So I have press Control S. Control S.
Everybody should do what?
Okay.
No, I'm
S
talking to him.
It's telling me to save now.
Oh yeah, type
Okay, so I'm on the
first.py. Type first.py. FRST. No need for code, just first.py.
Telling you.
Okay, I should enter it.
Yes, hit the enter key. So you are welcome to the same platform editor. So that is it. Just hold on. Sir, continue.
Okay.
I wanted to ask a question before the gentleman started speaking, so I kept quiet.
Okay, sir.
So in the partial environment, when we've done the code first.py, is it going to open a different environment or is
Yes.
it within the PowerShell?
No, it takes you straight to Visual Studio Code. That is an alternative way of opening an editor, a document in an Visual Studio Code. So it takes you straight to Visual Studio Code environment and open a blank document for you. So
Okay, I'm not able
alternatively,
to see that.
Manually open your Visual Studio Code, then press Ctrl N to open a new document. Then Ctrl S, it brings out to the save as dialog. Type first.py, hit the enter key. So it still performs the same function.
I didn't get that.
I said open your Visual Studio Code. Go to Visual Studio Code.
No, hold on, sir. I'm in the PowerShell and PowerShell environment. Right?
Now, did you type code.first.py and press the enter key? What was the response?
I didn't get any response. That's what I was asking, that what would happen.
Press the up arrow to check which environment you are. Just if you are hearing blank, that means you are inside Visual Studio Code already. Press the up and down arrow to check where you are.
Users.
Oh, you are still inside. That means there was a problem here. Press the enter key first. Press the enter key. What did you hear?
I press enter key. It doesn't say anything to me.
It doesn't say anything.
No, sir.
Okay. Oh yeah,
now, if I touch the down arrow, it tells me blank.
Up arrow, what does it tell you?
ESC users T should more greater my path.
That means you are still okay. Press the enter key now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Type the code space first.py. Please, if you are not talking, mute yourself. Let's make it easy for ourselves, please. We'll be forced to mute everybody.
If I did that now, I don't know what has happened, but it's just telling me blank. Okay, it has gone back to PSC/ whatever again.
Okay, don't go to your start menu and type search for Visual Studio Code. Press the Windows key, type VIS. It should bring up the Visual Studio Code. Have you done that?
What makes sense?
Inside your search bar, just type VIS. It should bring up the Visual Studio Code. Yes, it should bring up the Visual Studio Code if you've installed it.
Visual Studio Code app. Okay.
Yes, hit the enter key. What did he say?
I guess it's loading. Okay, Visual Studio Code. Just announce Visual Studio Code to me.
I press
Document.
Control N to open a new editor, a new document. Control N.
Control N.
Yes, for November. Have you?
I press Control N. Untitled editor.
Good. Oh yeah, so press Control S to bring up the Save As dialog box. Control S
Control
to
S.
go to the Save As. Yes, Control S to go to the Save As. Please be fast.
Yeah, I am eating it with the system. I wonder why my system is suddenly dragging.
So when it brings up the Save As dialog box, just type first.py and hit the Enter key. That is it. First.py inside the Save As. First.py and hit the Enter key. So you are in the same environment. So you are inside Visual Studio Code Editor and your file has been saved as first.py. So this is an alternative way of creating an editor, a document from within the PowerShell. So it's still the same thing. It takes you to Visual Studio Code through the PowerShell, or you go there manually. So, yes, sir.
Hello, sir. I just
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
be sure. Is a man. Is this Taiwo? I just want to be
Okay,
sure
sir.
I'm in the right. That no text has been created, but it's not saying anything so far.
Are you hearing blank? If you scroll down and up, are you hearing blank?
It's not saying blank, but it's nothing is saying. Nothing is talking.
Okay, press caps lock T to know the environment you are. Press caps lock T.
Okay.
Yes.
Circle first.py dash Visual Code.
It says Visual Studio
Yes,
Code.
you are inside. Don't worry, you are good to go. Don't worry. You are good to go.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mr. Victor, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Lekon. I really appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy that everybody's on par now. Okay, so now we're going to write our first Python code. Yay! So now I want you to press the hash key, hash sign, which is Shift and 3. Shift and 3, and say my very first program. Shift and 3, which brings out your hash. Then you put space. Then my very first program. Then press enter. Okay.
PS.
Okay. Now
Yes, sir.
press the comment again. Shift and 3.
I just hope this class is recorded because I think I'm best person.
Excuse me, sir.
Don't worry, it is recorded. It is recorded.
It is recorded. Don't worry. Yes, Martin.
CDE. Code.
Sir, please, that first one
T.
is history, then what?
S. First.
Shift and 3.
Dot.
My very first program.
Okay.
Visual Studio Code. Document. Application. Main landmark. Circle first.py dash Visual Studio Code. Released notes.
Okay,
Heading
then the
level
next
1 April.
That's line 2 now.
Checkbox
Yes.
checked. Show release notes after an update. Not check.
Sorry, I checked that. Nothing is showing. He's not talking, and he's saying
Release notes
configure your
issues list with enhanced middle W access keyboard quick search AI dash copilot
when I tried to use tab. It said no text here, configure your something. But when I typed what you asked us to type, nothing is not saying anything.
Okay, did you configure the extensions? Did you follow the video on how to configure the extensions for Microsoft Visual Studio Code?
Wow. No.
Did you? Oh,
Wow,
you have to go
no.
back.
You have to do that.
Local works, block quote, code dot, insiders, via, custom,
Did everybody
video,
do the extension
pause button,
parts,
show
please?
more media controls menu, pause
Did
button,
anybody else do the extensions? Are people, have you guys done the extensions part?
setup unavailable.
Yes, sir. Done that.
Okay, you got that. Okay, so
Yes, sir. We've
On-
done
I'm
all of
still
that.
lost, sir. I'm lost on that.
Okay, so please. Yes, so, sorry, wait, so please.
Code setup
So
dash
the guy is asking me about the extensions. Please, after the class, you can do that so that we don't slow the class down, okay? And then you can watch along and see what is going on, and then follow the class after that. Okay. Now, on line 2, I want you to press the hash, type the hash again.
Release
space,
notes code. Sharing,
then type colon, then your name.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Please, this is Bismarck from Ghana. Okay, so
Okay, hello,
with
Mr.
the hash. Okay, so with the first line hash, my very first program, should we end it with the hash again
Microsoft
before you
Family
come
Features.
to the second line?
No, just press enter. Just press enter. You go to line 2. So on line 2, you now type hash again, name.
Come again, sir, with the first line, sir.
Okay, so hash space my very first program.
Sorry, is that what to enter on the first line?
Yes, please type that on the first line. Hash space my very first program. Enter.
Hash.
Hash is shift and 3.
Thank you.
Sharing control.
All right, sir. Please, what did you say we should type for the second line?
Okay, so the second line, type hash again, space, then name, colon, space, then your name again, your own name.
So we hit enter after the first line.
Yes, after the first line, press enter. Second line, hash, space, name. You can press the up arrow to go back to the second line.
Space. I should just type my name.
No, space, name, as in like a label, name, colon, then you now type your name. I can.
The case sensitive.
Okay, have we done that?
Yes,
have we
sir.
done that? Okay, go now. After the second line, press enter twice. Go to the end of the line, press enter twice. So you're on line 4.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Excuse
on
me,
line 4
sir.
now. Yes, please.
After this, I'm on the second line. After hash space NAME.
Yes,
Then I
colon.
put a colon.
The colon. Yes, and then your actual name.
All right.
Okay, then you press enter twice after you put in your actual name.
I'm there.
Okay, are we all on line 4 now? We should be on line 4.
Yes, sir. We're on line 4. I'm on line.
Now you can go back to you can go back to line 1. This is just a normal editor, like you're typing on your notepad or you're typing on your Microsoft Word. So you can go up. It will read out. It should read out the line for you on line 1. It should read out the line for you on line 2.
Meeting now.
You
Meeting
can
now. Bar
type left
micro.
and
Circle first. Stop. Circle for.
you would hear your name on line 2, and then you hear hash
blank.
This is my
Number name
first
colon.
program, okay?
Lecken. Number my very first program. Number name colon. Lecken. Blank.
Exactly. Did you hear that? So that's what you should hear when you go up. So you can go up and down, okay? Now on line 4, I want you to type print.
Blank.
P-R-I-N-T. Print. Open bracket, close bracket. That's open paren.
Sorry, sir. Can I pause you a minute again? When you say type my very first program.
Okay.
Is there space in between or is all block of letters?
Like a sentence now. No, like a sentence.
No, because when they said Ash, you said space. Then you didn't specify that, so I was just typing blocks of letters, and I'm getting apparently lost in what I'm doing.
Yeah, the hash, right? This hash. Okay. No. You can type it as mixed characters. So the hash sign, your hash sign tells Python that this is a comment. This line of code will not be executed, okay? That's what it tells the Python interpreter, that this line of code, these first 2 lines of code that you have typed with the hash in front of it, means that this line of code will not be, these 2 lines of code will not be executed. Python would, gloss over these lines. It will not execute these lines. Now, the 3rd line is blank. So obviously there's nothing to execute. Python will leave that blank alone. Now, the 4th line is where we're going to start typing executable, code. Okay. So now on line 4, please, all lowercase. This should all be in lowercase. The only time when you can type uppercase when you're executing Python code is either in your comments for emphasis, you're telling other programmers that this is your name, or you want to emphasize something, okay? So remember, your comments can be anything. Python will not execute those things, those lines. But on line 4, it's going to execute it. And therefore, it should now be all lowercase. All lowercase, please. So print, your print should be in lowercase. Print, open paren, close paren.
I-N-T. Print 1 of 1. Error. Left paren. Right paren. Error.
Okay? Did you hear that? Print, open paren, close paren. Okay? Your parentheses, that's shift and 9 for open paren, shift and 0 for close paren, okay? Have we done that?
Please, can you get that instruction again, please?
Sir,
okay. Are you online?
Is it print or prints?
No, print. Like you want to print out something on paper. Print.
Right.
Print.
Left paren.
P-R-I-N-T.
That's on line 4.
Blank. Right.
On line 4, exactly. On line 4.
All lower cases.
Please, all lower cases. Please, all lower cases.
Left parent. T. N-I-R-P.
After print, anything else, space.
Open paren, no space, please. I will tell you when to put space. No space. Print, open paren, close paren.
Okay.
Okay, now go left into your parentheses. Go inside the parentheses. Type open quotes, close quotes.
Blank.
Open
right paren.
Quotes, close quotes.
Quote. quote, left paren, quote, right paren.
Okay, did you all get that? Now go inside the quotes. Go inside the quotes and type hello world.
Quote.
Sorry, I'm sorry, sir, but
O.
something else is
Hello.
talking, and
Star
I don't know whether
values
it's my sister
colon.
that's talking to me or that that's talking to me. So maybe
Okay,
I'm the only one.
Sorry, let them type. I think what you're typing is distracting them.
Because I'm asking whether it's me that is typing or something is typing on my system automatically. So I'm getting confused.
No. It's Lekon. Is my assistant that's typing.
Oh, that's fine, sir. So in between the quote, you type hello.
Hello world. Hello world. Hello space world. Hello space world. Capital H for hello. Capital W for world. Hello space world, please. Sorry. I'm sorry. Hello space world.
WORLD.
HELLO space world.
Yes, WORLD, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, hello, sir. Please, if I'm to understand what you have documented now, we have hello world in between the two apostrophes and the left and right parentheses.
Exactly. So you should have now on line 4, everybody should have print, all lowercase, PRINT, open paren, open quotes, hello, that's capital H, HELLO, space, world, capital W, WORLD, close quotes, close paren. That's what everybody should have now. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
Everybody else, apart from... Sorry?
I'm going to capitalize the first H and W.
Yes, that's what I said, please. Capital H, capital W, Biko. Please. Okay, have we done that? We're all good.
I have.
Are we okay? Okay, now type Control S to save.
Still with the cursor where it is.
Yes, type Control S to save. Okay, now that you've saved it, can you navigate your way back to the PowerShell?
Do you save it to any random source of our text, or we should save it?
No, you have already opened it as first.py. It's already opened as first.py. First.py is your name of your file. So when you type Control S, it should still retain that name, first.py.
So the thing is still, my cursor is still where it is, but the document has been saved.
That's fine. That's fine. It has saved it.
Okay.
That's fine. So now go back to your PowerShell.
Okay. Hello, sir. Please, are we to minimize this page and go back to our search bar to look for PowerShell to launch
Meeting
it?
now minimized. Meeting.
Yeah, or do you know how to press Control and Tab?
Your microphone is unmute.
Sorry.
Just press Control Tab to navigate to PowerShell.
Okay, PowerShell.
Alt and Tab.
Alt Tab, I mean. Alt Tab.
Anigo left the call.
But there.
Are we there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want you to type in that PowerShell. Press enter just to know that you're on PowerShell. Just press enter. Okay, that's fine. Now I want you to type py space first.py. Then press enter. Py space first.py.
So what is it FIRST?
Yes, that's the name of the file you saved it as now. First.py. Py space first.py. It doesn't matter. It's saved. It is saved. It is saved into your hard drive, so it's fine as long as it's saved.
What do we do after typing it?
So have you typed the py first.py? You should hear an output that says "Hello World."
I've not
When you
entered,
press
I've not hit enter. I'm waiting to get instruction to say enter before I hit enter.
And I said hit enter. Or I said hit enter. Did you hear anything?
No, sir.
Type it again.
I heard it, sir.
You heard "Hello World" there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, people are hearing "Hello World."
And after typing.
Sorry, what did you say?
I heard it after pressing enter.
Yes, after you press enter, you hear it immediately. Yes, you hear it immediately.
Yeah. But I don't think it's showing on the screen here. I don't think it's because I'm navigating now to locate it. It's not there. But then the talkback gave me the jobs actually read it out to me. Hello world when I press enter on that particular code.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I back in?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so when you press enter immediately, you should hear "Hello World" immediately. Then you now hear the file path. C:/users blah blah blah. Okay.
Okay.
So for me, this is mentioned only the Python version and it says can't have open file folder. Hello, sir.
What is your question, David? What is your question?
I said that it only mentioned the Python 3.12 and it's saying can't have open folder.
That means I don't want to believe that probably you press only py and hit the enter key or something.
Yeah, you may have only pressed the py and then hit enter.
No, I pressed py.
What we should type in the PowerShell is py space first.py, then enter, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. Nothing came out, Abby?
No, it didn't.
Wait,
maybe I didn't save it that first time.
Is it your JAWS that is talking or another person's JAWS so that we know how to guide you?
It's another person's, not mine.
Okay, the person should mute his JAWS himself, please. Then can you bring the JAWS closer to the microphone? Let me hear.
That's for me?
Yes, so that
I'm actually using earpiece so that it doesn't reflect with my.
Can you remove it? Can you remove it for now? Let's hear what the problem is. Well, yeah, have you done that? Hello.
CSC. Users.
Okay, press the enter key. Hello.
Yes.
I said press the enter key. Let me hear. I don't know. I think your network is acting up.
You can't hear it.
I can't hear it.
Let me increase the volume because because I'm in office space, I try to reduce the volume as once.
Okay.
Can you hear it better now?
Nothing. Okay, just tell me where are you? Press the down arrow. Where are you? What is it reading out?
It's on my directory.
What do you mean by your directory? What do you mean? Press the enter key. What does it say when you press the enter key? What does it say?
PSC user T Sukubo greater.
So here now, type PY space first. The way you typed it when you were writing the name, make sure it's the same way. Oh, yeah. PY space first dot py. When you are done, hit the enter key and listen to what is being read out. So are you done? What did he say? Hello.
So could it be that I did not save the file that first time?
Wait, did you save the file? Did you press Ctrl S when you are done typing? When you were done typing, did you press Ctrl S?
That's on the Python environment. Yes, I did.
No, on the Visual Studio Code environment.
Yes, the Visual Code window is still open here.
What did you say?
Yes, the code environment is still open here, and I press Ctrl S, and I've gone back there again, still pressing Ctrl S, where I print hello world, right?
Yes.
I've pressed Ctrl S. That's where I am now. Press Ctrl S. Then if I come back to the
yeah, if you come back to the Python and Windows PowerShell,
yes,
except probably there is a mistake in the way you spelled your first, because if there is a mistake, it's not going to recognize it. Yes.
All right. Let me not delay the class. I think I can use the video later to.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Type ls space first dot py. What does it say? ls space first dot py.
ls space
first
dot py. Directory C user taken as command. Mode last right time link name. Each 14 whatever things. Post.py here, then again. Start another line again.
Did you see the file?
Yes, sir.
Did you see the file that gave you an error that the file does not exist?
No, it's saying here now. PSC T users taken
he said it. He read the file.
He's seeing the file there.
Okay, wait. Type pwd first. Let me hear. What does it say?
PWD.
Yes, pwd. I want to hear I want you to tell me what it's telling you.
ls cannot find the part C dot suitable first dot blah, 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 because it does not exist.
The file does not. It's like the file does not exist.
It's same two is telling me too. But when I type PWD, it only say part.
Okay, let's do this, everybody. Let's do this for housekeeping. Now, on the PowerShell, we have learned PWD and LS and dir. PWD means present working directory. LS means list. Then dir means directory. Okay. So now, if you want to make directory or create a directory, type mkdir. So I want you to type mkdir space my files together, all together. mkdir space my files. Then press enter. If you don't get an error, that means the command has been executed. If you don't get an error, that means the command has been executed. So mkdir space my files. Enter. My files should be all lowercase, please.
I did not hear any error. So what did I do?
Sorry, one by one. Someone should talk first, please.
Turn camera. Second, I said I did not hear any error. So what should I type in next?
No, that's fine. I want everybody to be on the same page. Let everybody still be on the same page. Okay.
Okay.
Is there any other person?
My files, is it supposed to be one word or two words?
Your mic.
One word. One word. That's the name of your folder. So you're making a directory, my files. So that those are is going to be in a directory. That's your folder name, my files. It's one word, please. And it's all lowercase. mkdir space my files.
Directory /C // both left right time left name
Okay, still telling me directory.
That's fine. That's fine. Now I want you to type cd. Cd means change directory. Change directory. So change directory. So you can say cd space my files. Cd space my files. CD space my. Yes, one word. That's the name of. See, what you have just done in the previous command is to create a directory. You create a directory, you called it my files. That's what that command does. Now, this command, cd, means change to the directory you want to enter. So cd space my files.
CD FY FILES.
That's gone to my files directory.
Now it has gone to your files directory. Now to go back to your home directory, you type cd space ... That's to go back to your parents' directory. cd space ... Enter.
I'll take him to a second now.
Sorry?
I'll take me back to my original part.
Exactly. So please, does everybody else understand what's going on? mkdir means it's creating a directory called files, my files. cd means go to that directory. So, Lekon, can you please take them through the Windows Explorer so that they can see my files there? So that they can see what these commands that we've just done has actually done on their computer, please.
Sir, what do you say?
You know, we just created a directory, my files. So I want you to tell them how to go to the to their documents, to their home directory, sorry, and they will see the my files folder there.
Okay, it's because I was trying to demonstrate so that everybody can hear, but I was not really practicing. But for you to see your, go to your doc. How do I say this?
File Explorer. Your C
you
drive.
go to your File Explorer, then go to Not inside your document folder, not your document. So
see, Windows
your user folder. Yes. Go to your user folder and then navigate. You'll see the file you've just created inside your user folder.
That should be under local disk drive.
Not local disk. Not
yes,
local
it's under
disk.
local disks. Under local disks users. Either you call local disks or drive C. That's your local disks now.
Okay, I'll go there. If you see it there, that's fine.
I've seen my own already.
You've seen it. So where did you see it?
Yes, in my PC. My PC.
Yes. So you will see the folder or the file that you created there.
Okay, so you can see what those commands, that command that you've just done on the PowerShell, mkdir creates a folder or a directory. CD space mkdir takes you to that folder, right? Then CD ... takes you back to the parent directory, okay? So you can practice that. You can create new directories. Now, to remove a directory, you must be in the parent folder. So let's go back to the PowerShell. You must be in the parent folder where you created the My Files. So you can do rm, which is for remove, rmdir space My Files.
RN.
rm, that's R for Romeo, M for Mike. rmdir space My Files. Enter.
I was taking it to my original part.
Yeah, so if you go, who's that? Okay. So if you go back to your,
cannot be found.
Have you gone back to your parent directory? Are you in your users directory?
Oh.
Go back to your users directory and then do rmdir, then My Files. Have you done that? If you go back to your file explorer, you see that My Files is no more there. Okay?
It has been deleted already.
Yeah, you can see that it's no more there, exactly. So you can create it from your file explorer if you feel it's easier, or you can go to your PowerShell and you can create it with that command. So it's a command that you can use to create folders, and you can use to delete folders, okay? Okay, so yes?
Sir, please, can I make a request?
Okay, what's the request?
Yes, sir, please, can we just get a summary of where you started with making a directory from MK My Files? Because I think I'm lost from making it to changing directly there, then removing it.
Okay, I'll try and get Lekon to
hello. That's why you have the hello, sir. Wait, there's not going to be any summary. That's why you have the reporting, and it's going to be uploaded. In order not to waste our time, but we've spent so much time on this. So if you need the summary, go back to the recording will be uploaded on in your dashboard, so you can always go there to go back.
Okay.
So please, sir, please give me 1 minute. Let me quickly run you people through the Windows PowerShell, because I can see that when you are inside window PowerShell, you are pressing up and down, expecting a result to be displayed. The result that is displayed is for visual. It's it's only a sighted person that can access it. Your screen that can access it. So what you will see when you are navigating up and down inside your Windows PowerShell is the lines that you've typed, things that you've typed, your code space first.py, cd, your also all these ones are displayed in lines, line by line. If you press enter key on any of these lines, it's going to execute that line again. So don't just press up and down when you are inside the Windows PowerShell anyhow. So ensure that you are on a fresh line before you type a new line, type a new code. So for instance, you want to type py space first.py. Make sure you are on a new line. And how do you ensure that? Is by pressing the enter key. So when you press the enter key, it puts you on a new for you to type anything. But if you want to see the other lines you've typed, probably you don't want to repeat that same line again. So if you go back to your Visual Studio Code and you input a new line of code and you press Ctrl S to save it, instead of you, when you now go back to your Windows PowerShell, instead of you to type py space first.py all over again, you can just scroll up and press the enter key on that line because it's already on it's saved in that PowerShell until you close the PowerShell. So that's what I said. So stop pressing up and down arrow anyhow, looking for answers or your results. No, you won't see it. It's the lines that you've typed that you will see. And you can always hit the enter key to execute that line again. So if you add more things to your Windows, your Visual Studio Code, you can always come back to your PowerShell, scroll up to that line, that py space first.py, press the enter key to execute it again. So anytime you press the enter key on that line, it's going to execute it again. So that's what I say I should chip in.
Okay, Mr. Leko, sorry to respond to what you said, because to create a new line now is I don't know. We are navigating across the various lines we have typed, right? And when we hit enter key on any of them, it will execute that same line. So to go to a new line now, which means you have to hit the enter key on the last typed line, and you have to go and execute that line because it's not creating a new line for me here on my PowerShell. Instead, it's executing
You are
the
not
last.
saying the line. Listen, just listen. You are not. I just said it now. Just your own is just to follow the other one. Each time, okay. If you are on any line, you press the enter key. If you hit the enter key on a current line, a line that contains a line of code, it's going to execute that code. But it's going to execute that code. The moment it executes that code, it will prompt for another. Okay, to open a new line for you. You are not seeing it, but just know that each time you press the enter key, a new line is opened up for you to type any other line. It's just like when you press the enter key in Excel, it moves you away from the current cell. Even if you don't see it moves you away from the current cell and move you to the next to the cell below, so that you can type any other thing you want to. It's the same way.
Okay.
Yes. Continue, sir. You are muted, sir.
Okay, so
yes, sir.
So give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, please.
Okay.
Maybe Ibrahim.
Yes.
Maybe I request you summarize as the professor comes back the code for creating a folder and what we did before. The 3 lines of code we did in PowerShell, creating a folder and deleting.
Okay, so let me be the one to summarize, okay? Now, the PowerShell is not an editor. Please note that it's not an editor. It is a place for typing out commands. Okay, that's all you do in that environment, typing out commands. You don't press the up arrow down unless you know what you're doing. But for beginners, and I know because we can't really see what's going on in that environment, it's just a black box, and then it has your directory where you are on the system. That's the C:/ means your home directory. Then your local disk, as someone said, that's C:/. That's your local directory. Now, users is a folder in your local directory. So it goes to, so when you press enter, you hear C:/users /users/ then your name or the name of the directory, your home directory under users. So that's the prompt that you see there. It's a prompt. All it's asking you for is type a command for me and I'll execute it. That's all I ask in that environment. You know, unless you really know what you're doing, you can only press the up arrow, down arrow, move left, and move right. Now you can move left if you know that you thought you've made a mistake. But because we're not sighted, the best thing is to do is just press enter. Your computer will not blow up. It's not going to spoil. It's just going to say error. It did not understand what you typed. So you now type it. You type it again correctly. And then once you type it again correctly, once you don't see any error, it means that it has executed that command. So remember, to create a folder, I said you type mkdir, which stands for make directory. That's make directory. If you're doing it from from your folders, from the other end, your file explorer, you right click and then you see create folder. That right clicking and clicking on create folder is the same process as just typing mkdir space the name of the folder. That's what you're just doing in this environment. You're just saying make directory, then the folder. If you want to delete the directory, on your file explorer, you can right click on that folder and then click on delete, or just type delete on your keyboard and then it deletes that folder. That's what that does. So on the command on the PowerShell, just type rm, which is remove, dir, one word, rm dir, then the name of the directory. So that's the summary of everything. Okay. It's good that we have this knowledge of using the PowerShell, because most programmers always use the PowerShell in order to execute their code, okay? And I want you to, that's why I went through this, so that you will understand that there are other ways of doing one thing. You don't have to always go through the file explorer, right clicking, left clicking. I know you're used to that, but this way, remember, this environment is just asking you for commands, just commands. So you type in your command, you press enter. You type in your command. If there's an error, you say, I did not understand that command, there's an error, okay? So what I'll do for you is that I think on Monday there is no class, because they were in Nigeria. Here is a public holiday, and some people are Muslims and they will be observing the Salah break. So I think our next class will be on a Friday. Okay, so before Friday, I will get out a list of commands that you can use and practice on your PowerShell. Is that okay? Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay.
So our time is up. It may just be rounded up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so since our time is up, we've written our first Python code. By next week, we'll continue the class. We'll continue the class and we'll write other Python codes. Please practice, read through the chapter 2 of the class material, read the book as well, the PDF book I sent to you. There's a chapter 1 talks about a beautiful introduction on the computer and how stupid the computer is. So please read the book, read the material, chapter 1. And if you can read some parts of chapter 2, that's fine, before next week, Friday. Okay? And read the materials, the course materials, the one I sent to you for this week. And then we'll continue from there. So I hope this class was insightful. I know you're learning new things. You've learned how to create Python code. We've talked about comments and how comments are not executed by the Python interpreter. How print, we said print hello world is a command. You should print it out to your screen. That's what the print statement does. It prints it out from your screen. So that's an output file. As you can see, we didn't have any line of code for input and for processing. We just had one for output. So you can just output hello world to your computer, to your PowerShell. So instead of hello world, you can type hello, then your name, hello Jesufemi, hello Lekon, hello something, so that you can hear it print out to your computer. We also talked about the PowerShell, the commands of the PowerShell, what the PowerShell environment looks like, or feels like, because we're visually impaired, so that you have an understanding of how the PowerShell works. And even for sighted people, the PowerShell can be very daunting. So if you have not used it before, so just for you to get your hands dirty on the PowerShell. We've also talked about what the programming language is, the differences between an interpreter and a compiler. We also talked about processing, input, processing, and output. Always have that in mind. Every program must have input, processing, and output. Now, the first programming language, the first code we wrote is a simplistic code. We don't have any input and we don't have any processing. All we have is output, which was print. On line 4, your prints it out to the screen. I hope this was a good class. I know there was a lot of problems with the debugging and all of that, but as time goes on, trust me, you'll get the hang of it, and you guys will become super duper coders. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
But sir, hello?
What
Yes.
is it, David?
I want to ask, what is the difference between this PowerShell? Because there is also one PowerShell that when I'm using the Python is very
I can't hear you.
So what is the difference between this PowerShell and the PowerShell that
David,
Your
you asked this
headphone is
question.
bad. Remove.
David, you asked me this question privately, and I've answered you. So I don't know what else you want to get.
Lekon, what's the question?
No, it's about the Python editor. Typing directly inside the Python. The editor.
Okay,
What
so
are we using? Yes.
The PowerShell is used to run your code. Can you mute please mute yourself, please.
Just write it now. One of the now. Just on camera. Just get
Okay. The PowerShell. Sorry, can that person mute himself?
Mute yourself.
He can't hear also. Okay. So the PowerShell is a place where you run your Python code. Right? That's where you run the actual code. The PY is where you can run the code. Now you can run the code directly from the Microsoft Visual Studio, but for why we are doing it this way is for it to be simpler for us as visually impaired people. You can run it at on your Microsoft Visual Studio Code environment, but trust me, you'll be confused. In the first cohort, we tried doing that, and everybody was confused. So this was the best way I felt that we should run the code. You write your code in an editor using the Microsoft Visual Studio Code. You write it on that editor. You can't write it on Notepad, and you cannot write it on Word because of the styling that Word will give to it, and the styling that Notepad will give to it. But Microsoft Visual Studio Code is the ideal environment to write your code. Remember, I said programming is like you're writing a book. So you're writing the book there in that Visual Studio Code. That's where you're writing your code. Now, the PowerShell is like your publisher, where it will show you your errors and where it will execute your code. That's where the PowerShell, what the PowerShell is doing. The PowerShell is running the code that you have written in Microsoft Visual Studio Code. So that's the difference.
Thank you, sir.
Please, also, in the assignment given to us, I just want to get some things clear. We were given some statistics measures to actually work out, but there is something, an aspect in the assignment that we should write a report. I thought that would be dealt with in this class as well, because I don't have a glimpse of how the report should be.
The report should just tell the person that this is where I collected the data from. This is the data source, whether it's weather, climate, whether it's the population, the height of.
It's just like you have a table. You have a table, and then they are asking you to come and, okay, you have a table of male and female, their scores, their percentage. And then they're asking you, what can you see in the table? Like, tell me what is in the table, write it. So, of course, you are going to more like explain what the table is all about, something, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So you explain what you've gotten from the data.
From the data.
So you're meant to, what you got from the data, what is the mean, the median, the mode, and all of that. And what you can see, there are lots of variability in the code, all those kind of things. Remember what I taught you in the first lecture? I said that you can't really know much from the mean, but with the median and the mode, if they are closer to the mean, then it seems like the figures are kind of the same. Now, if the mean is a larger or very smaller number than what you have from the median and the mode, then it means that your data set is there's a lot of variability in your data set. Okay, so you can just report out. Okay, this is the mean, this is the median, this is the mode. From my analysis, this is what I observed from the data that was obtained. Okay.
Yes, sir. Is there another question?
So much.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Bismarck. Okay, so you mentioned right away that you can't use Notepad and other this thing to write the code. What of Notepad plus plus? Is this suitable?
Yeah, you can use. No, it's suitable. Yes, you can use Notepad plus plus if you have it.
Okay.
My own question, Mr. Lincoln, please, how soon can we get this recording? Because I was lost right from the beginning of where we are putting the code.
So you will get it in a few hours time, before the end of today.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Please, I would like to ask, if we are to input this code on the PowerShell and it pops up an error message like this command does not exist or cannot be traced, what should be the next step to take?
You type out the correct code, now the correct command. That means you misspelled something in your command.
Either in
Or there is
creating
an
or
error in your line of code, in your Visual Studio Code. So you go back and check it again, whether it's correctly, like your print, whether your print is correctly spelled or
in creating a folder and then deleting is what I'm even talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in creating a folder, that means that you didn't create the folder well, right? So remember, there are other ways to check whether that folder is on your in that particular directory. You can type ls or dir, or you can go to your file explorer and look whether the folder has been created.
Hello,
Alright,
sir.
sir.
Victor.
I have a request.
Hello, sir.
Yes, continue. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is
Could you
Joseph,
maybe
sir.
Oh, sorry, wait. First of all, there are two people talking. Who are the two people? Can you identify yourselves, please?
Joseph Femi, sir.
Jesu Femi, and who is the other person?
Ralph?
Okay, Jesu Femi, can you go first, please?
Yeah, thank you, sir. When we started the class, I think we started with command prompt, and later we moved to PowerShell. Please, can you just give a difference between the function of the command prompt and the PowerShell?
Okay, so Microsoft realized that the command prompts. So the command prompt has always been there, and the command prompt is native to Windows. So remember when I typed pwd, it didn't work on command prompt, but when you typed it on PowerShell, it worked on command on the PowerShell. So the point that Microsoft had to do was that it's not as robust. They had to make another tool which was robust and which programmers can use. So they came up with the PowerShell. So the PowerShell borrows other commands from the Linux and the Mac environment. So that's your Apple and your Linux, which is Ubuntu environment. So that's why you can do ls, you can use pwd. So these are commands that you can use in these other environments that you couldn't use on Windows. So Windows now created the PowerShell in order to handle these commands.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Well played.
The next person, please.
My question was about the audio recording. Some people are not are good at listening very, very, very long recordings. I don't know how best we can get the text, your presentation that you used today.
Oh, yeah. So I sent in your notes. There's a notes I sent to you, which is week 2. So in the week 2, all what I've said is basically there. Even there's some code snippets I put inside the notes. So you can read along with the notes that's over there. It's just that going through the whole PowerShell and Microsoft Visual Studio Code is not covered in the notes. But if you're conversant with using Microsoft Visual Studio Code by yourself, you can write the code there, follow the examples and write the code there, and then execute it on your PowerShell. As I said before the next class, I'll give you a a list of like commands for your PowerShell that you can use. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Please, does Microsoft Visual Code make use of line indentation? And again, with the PowerShell, when we type the code space s.py, is it automatic or is it cast in stone that you always type first.py? Because when I check that in other tests, like the node class, I realized that the first becomes the file name and then the .py becomes its file extension. So is it always compulsory that you should type first Why not any other name? Because first, when run from other test editors becomes the file name, and then the .py becomes its extension.
Okay, so yes, the file name, that file name can be arbitrary. Sorry, who is speaking? Bismarck.
Yes, please.
Yes, so so you can name it code bismarck.py. I'm just saying, let that be your first program. It can be first program.py. It can be first p.py, anything you want it to be. It can be victor.py. But just for you to just for the class to follow along. So that's your first code. That's the name of the file that we created. That's all. It's just the name of the file that we created with the extension.
And again, whether VS Code makes use of line indentation. I mean, in writing Python codes.
Yes, the Microsoft Visual Studio Code makes use of the line indentation. Yes, it will do the line indentation for you, unlike your Notepad++. So your Notepad++, you must actually type 4 spaces, press the 4 spaces as you're typing. But Microsoft Visual Studio Code already handles the line indentation for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there any other question? Okay. Ma.
Mr. Lincoln, he talked about the note for the week 2. Has it been uploaded on the website, please?
Just you are not a new person. You know the process, and it will be announced on the group.
Okay.
You know already now, so.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's been I believe we all agree that today's class was really worth the time. And so thank you again for joining. It's really a pleasure to host you again. Don't forget what Prof said. Monday, because of the public holiday we're observing in Nigeria, we're trying to be compliant and also to ensure that our Muslim trainees are able to enjoy the holiday. So we'll be on holiday. We'll not be having the live class. So you take advantage of your lesson notes on the Accesstech Academy platform. The module 2, once the module 2 is updated, it's going to be announced on the group. Please, if you have not submitted your assignment, don't forget to submit your assignment, because that is the basis on which we are grading. We're also taking your attendance here already, but the base for grading, it's your assignment submission. Please try to submit your assignment, or take your time in the holiday to also complete your assignment while you face your work when we resume. So we'll see you again live next week, Friday, by 11 o'clock Nigerian time. So don't forget to keep the conversation going on the WhatsApp link. If the WhatsApp group, if your issue was not settled today, you can always hit us up on the WhatsApp group to get your issues resolved, and continue to code. So congratulations again, you have written your first Python code. I'm going to write this on my diary. So congratulations, and from this first Python code, we are going to write bigger codes and develop great programs from here. So congratulations on this journey. It might look like it's almost impossible. I know some of you are already thinking that, how am I going to cope with all this? But don't worry, just take life one day at a time. We'll get there. So we are on this journey with you. So thank you again for joining, and do have a blessed weekend. Enjoy your holiday. Do we have holidays in Kenya and Uganda, Ghana? Bismarck, do we have holiday in Ghana?
Oh, I'm here to check, but once it's for the Muslims, I presume we've not heard anything from the interior minister though. But if it's a Muslim holiday, then you'll be here.
We have, I think this is a major Muslim festival. What they call the Eid. This is what we call Salah. This is the Eid al-Kabir.
Okay, then it's likely you're also going to have holiday as well.
Exactly. You sound like you're looking forward to it, Bismarck. Okay, our friends from Kenya. Do we have holidays in Kenya and Uganda? Ralph, do we have holiday in Kenya, in Uganda? Sorry. Is Ralph still on the call? I think Ralph has disappeared. Okay. So if Ralph is still here now, Ralph, you're muted.
Yes.
Do we have holiday in Uganda?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. So enjoy your holiday. That's same Monday, Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. I believe in Kenya we also have holidays. Since Uganda has holidays, I'm sure if Nigeria has holiday, I'm sure Ghana has. And if Kenya does, I'm sure if Uganda does, it means that Kenya definitely has a holiday. So let's all take our time to enjoy our holiday. But while we are eating our meat, please try your hands on coding. Don't cover after this live class, don't close your laptop and go to sleep. Continue to code. If you have any issue, don't forget to type it on the group. In case there's a bit of slow response during the holiday. Lekon's name is Ibrahim, so he might decide to eat some meat during the holiday. So please just give him some time. He will definitely respond. And other members of the team will respond to your questions, if there are any questions. So thank you again for joining this class again. See you next week, Friday. And keep coding.
And ma, if you come and do giveaway on Monday for us,
giveaway.
Salamint.
It's looking like I'm coming to London.
I'm talking to Mr. Lincoln.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, I'm waiting for a
Thank
giveaway.
you,
Maybe
man.
there'll be a big giveaway for the big project we are going to do at the end of the class. I hope you know you're going to do a project at the end of the class. So there's going to be a project because that's what it's going to prove. For every tech person, there's always a project you have. If you don't have a project, there's no proof that you learned what you learned. So maybe at the end of the project, maybe I'll buy your project. That'll be the giveaway. Okay, just me. Thank you very much. Thanks for the engagement.
Thanks as well.
So bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, do have a good
thank
time.
you so much for your being there for us. So we really appreciate
Thank you.
you.
We're always there. Thank
Morning,
you.
night,
Well, thank
and
you for
afternoon. Calling you.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate
And you
this.
responding
Thank
every time. So I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you
You're
so
always
much.
welcome again and again. We appreciate you. Thank you.
My regards to
Thank you
Okay,
all
very
have a
much.
members.
good time.
Thank you
Bye.
very much, Sans.
Taskbar. First.5 dash notepad. First.5 dash notepad. Text editor edit. First.5 dash main number. Administrator : Windows PowerShell.
Like I'm visible now. Let me come up.